Hey guys, so today is meant to be a regular Tuesday video. If you're enjoying Domino's, have one on me, pepperoni passion and ham pineapple please. Enjoy the Lords of Pizza. So usually I say that Tuesdays are going to be videos where I do something non-mental health related. But I have to go with how I'm feeling and I can't avoid how I'm feeling. Plus it's Men's Health Week this week. So today's video is going to be mental health related, and in particular it's going to be about suicide. As the biggest killer of men in this country under the age of 45, surely that has to change, and the stigma and the association with selfishness and guilt and shame surrounding suicide needs to change as well. So can't say that I've been directly affected by suicide, in as much as I only know a friend of my father's who has committed suicide. He was a counsellor and had a family and children and dealt with mental health in his workplace, but one day stood on the edge of a train platform and jumped in front of a moving train and killed himself. It was out of nowhere, and it made me realise that suicide can come out of nowhere if people don't talk and open up. When I was going through the lowest of my lows, battling OCD and depression, I used to fantasize about suicide and how I would end my life. I would lie in bed and think, I could go and do that. How could I do it? I could go down to the kitchen and get a knife and I could just kill myself. The only thing that stopped me, it was just this niggling feeling of there is still hope. Don't give up. However, I also thought of my family, and in particular my dad and my nan and my mum and my granddad, and how I would feel thinking about that and thinking about how it would affect them. And that stopped me. I can't lie, the thought of what it would do to them took it out of my mind. But that didn't stop me thinking about it every single day for around 9 months, because I wasn't living, I was existing. So I still have suicidal thoughts now. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I can talk about it. I talk about it with people on Twitter and on Facebook, my friends, strangers. On Twitter is a wonderful place to connect and converse with complete and total strangers who just show care and support and love. And it still is a really big problem for me, because I still, when my OCD spikes and my anxiety hits and I feel really depressed, I still think it would be easier. So I still have those thoughts. It got quite bad last night, if I'm honest as well. Give you a bit of context. Whenever I am in my own home or somewhere I can feel completely comfortable in for a long period of time, like years and years and years, I will shower before I get into bed, and I will wipe down anything that I need whilst I'm in bed, for example my phone or headphones or the TV remote. And once I'm in bed, that's it. If I get out of bed, I have to put my socks back on, wash my hands. Last night it got to about 2:30, 3 in the morning, and I really needed a wee. And I was so anxious, because it would have meant waking my dad up to help me wash my hands, because he would have to turn the taps on and then turn the taps off and then come down and help me take my socks off to get back in bed. Now at 23, that sounds ridiculous that I need my dad to help me get into bed. But as someone who is really important to me made me realise last night when they were speaking to me on Twitter, when I was going through this, I wouldn't berate myself if I had a broken leg and needed help. So why should I with a mental illness? And I think I had to practice a bit of what I preach sometimes and just let that sink in. And I felt incredibly sad about it. and it did make me really upset, and it did drag me back to the lowest feelings again. But it's okay to talk about things like that. It's okay for you guys to be upset and to feel suicidal and to talk about it, because that will get you out of it. No matter what dark place you're in, I am so confident and positive and sure that speaking about your problems will help take your problems away. Because if you fight alone, no one will be able to stand by your side. But the minute you open up to someone, you've got a whole world of opportunity to recover and get help. Guys, this is aimed at you because, you know, the biggest killer of men under the age of 45 in this country, suicide, the stigma needs to be broken down. It needs to go. Because talking about suicide is the only way that we can tackle this issue. Because if you shut up and you don't tell your mates, or you don't tell your family, or you don't tell your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or someone you feel you can confide in, you're always going to be on your own. Whereas if you just tell someone how you're feeling that you trust, then it just opens up and you can get help. So try this week as best as you can, and the weeks and weeks and weeks on from this week, to just be attuned with your emotions and how you're feeling. Because if you don't know how you're feeling, you're not going to be able to express that to someone else. So if you are feeling suicidal or worried about anything, talk to someone. Send me a tweet, send me a Snapchat, contact me on Instagram, find my Facebook page, because you're not on your own. And there's no shame in talking about being suicidal, because it's a thing, it's real, it happens, and it doesn't need to be this way. But as I have always said, I don't want this channel to be completely negative. I don't want it to be negative at all, really, which is why I'm saying there is light at the end of the tunnel. Because were it not for me last night pouring out all of my thoughts and my madness onto Twitter, and I know it's not madness, but when I was in those feelings it felt like it, but by pouring that out onto Twitter, just shouting it into the void, someone just plucked it out and sent me a message, and that completely changed everything. And they stuck with me through it, and they were there for me. And that's what you need to do, because people are out there that will help you. So if you're feeling suicidal, what I guess I'm trying to say is, don't bottle it up. Don't let those feelings consume you. Don't get caught stuck inside your own head. Tell someone. Talk about suicide. When we talk about suicide, we can start ending the stigma and the association of guilt, shame and selfishness that follows it. So I apologise that this Tuesday video isn't more generalised, happier, a lighter tone, but these kind of topics need to be spoken about, and I feel, not like it's my duty, that makes me feel like I'm in a position where my word carries a lot of weight, but I just feel that it needs to be spoken about. And if I can't do it myself, then I can't expect anybody else to speak about it. So yeah, get in touch. I'll put links in the description down below for the Samaritans helpline. I'll put links to the Time to Change website and the Time to Change contact number, because help is out there. And as always, the links to my social media will be in the description box below as well. So take care of yourselves, enjoy your pizza if you're having it, and I shall see you on Friday. Adios.